Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for my week 3 project in our digital media production class. This week I made a blog for my classroom. I thought that I wanted a centralized location where I could post information, I could post announcements and things like that, and students and parents can just go there and see it. Also, if someone references, hey, I need such and such, I can go, hey, it's this link. I wrote this 3 weeks ago. Here you go. So just kind of building up my own little database of info and things like that for the families and for the students. Now let me jump into this, and here we go. So the first question I had to figure out was which platform do I use? I wanted something cheap or free, something relatively easy to use with not much coding needed. And so I had to look between WordPress and Blogger. I've used WordPress in the past, and I was looking specifically at WordPress.com. It's nice, except that the free version has a lot of ads, and to get anything you're going to have to pay for it. So if you want any kind of updates, you're going to need to pay for it. And so I actually went with Blogger, and I went there with 3 different reasons. And I'm going to take you over to this is the editing page. I'm actually making my little script here out of a blog post. So I chose Blogger mainly for 3 reasons. First off, it is free, but it's also ad-free. And that's really nice. As far as I can tell, there are 0 ads, and it is very clean, easy to use, and it's not real strong with this is Blogger, you're using Blogger. It's very minimal, so I like that about it. It's Google owned, and so it's easy to access. I mean, if you look here on my waffle right here, I've got all my Google things and Bloggers. You just scroll down and there it is. So all you got to do is have a Gmail account, and you've got Blogger. I also liked that it's not too deep, so it's pretty easy to use, and it has just enough options that you can play around with it, but you're not going to get lost or break it. So I like that. It's easy, but there's still enough customization to make it a medium-sized sandbox for you. There are 3 cons I don't like about Blogger, and the first one you can tell is this ugly editor right here. This is okay. It's like I'm writing a Word document, but I can't even make this page larger, so like it's kind of hard to read for my old eyes. Also, it doesn't look exactly like it is when you hit the publish button and you go to the actual blog. It doesn't quite look like this. So I don't really like the ugly editor. There's limited functionality, but I'm okay with that. I do wish there was a table option where I could build a table. From what I can tell, you can't, but maybe there's a way to import one. There's no subscribe by email option. This was a big one for me. I wanted students and families to be able to just click subscribe, and if I post something, it goes into their email inbox, and that way it's another communication that we can do. But they don't have that. They actually discontinued that in June of this year, which that leads me to my 3rd con, and that's that it's Google owned, which was also a pro. Google's synonymous with discontinuing things, with deleting things, with just stopping them at a moment's notice. Anyone who's used Google products know this, that you fall in love with something and then it's going to be discontinued when it's not profitable. They bought Blogger quite a few years ago. It has a slow development cycle. I mean, it's very slowly. I don't even know if it's developed much in the last 3 years. But they might pull the plug on it at some point. I don't think they will, because there are so many people who use the platform, but they might. It's Google. They might say, hey, you're going to use something else instead. At least they'll have a good escape plan for us, probably. They'll have something well supported. So without further ado, let me give you a quick tour of the blog. And here we are. This is epicwithadam.blogspot.com. I'll post the link on the board in our class. But right here, let me just give you a quick walkthrough. You have these different blogs that I've written, and they are in just a nice grid format. I made them curved right there, just kind of I like the little button look. And each one shows the first picture that's on there. So for example, what makes an A student? I put this picture on there, and now it is like the front page of it. I like that the theme does this. It has that first picture. It kind of does a nice background, I don't know, fuzzy look of it. I like that. Let me go out and go to a little better looking blog. So these blogs, before I get into them, actually, let me show you one more thing. This is what's called a dynamic theme. And so whatever the size of my screen is, it will change how it's presented, how the layout is. So when you have something small, like a phone, it does something like that. So now it's just this single, go from article to article. When it's something like a tablet or an iPad, it looks maybe like this, perhaps, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. And then of course, when it is a desktop, it looks like this. So I like that it's dynamic. I know a lot of moms and dads are going to be on their phones instead of on the desktop, so I want to make sure that it looks okay for them. Over on the right-hand side is what's called a sidebar. I put pages here. These are static pages that do not really change much. Here's an About Me page right there. And here is curriculum options for the 2021-22 season. I may turn this into a post, actually, because I think it might be better as a post. Anyway, let me take you into a blog post. We'll go to the Reading Eggs one. If you notice a small label comes up, this is a great way to organize quickly and easily. In a blog, you can actually browse things by labels. So if I'm a high school student, I can just click on high school and see all the posts that have to do with high school. Here's the Oklahoma Promise, the Next Step program, and portfolios for elective credits. If I am just wanting to know what Mr. Adams has been thinking and what he's up to, I'll do Thoughts and Musings. And even for us, I have a graduate work little label here so I can post those up for fun. Let me get back to the home page. Let's go to ZearnMath. So ZearnMath, this is what the blog looks like. We have an image, we have some writing, and then we have some YouTube clips that are very easy to put in there. Another YouTube clip. It was really easy to do this post. What I didn't like is it didn't look exactly like that on the designer. Let me take you to the designer real quick. So over here, we have our editor. This is where kind of your home base, your control panel. We have all your different settings, your pages, or your layouts, your themes. On the post, though, if we go over to ZearnMath, this is what it looks like on the editor. And as you can see, it just doesn't quite look the same. What happens is you kind of put in this basic text and you tell it things. Like I told it, this is a minor heading. This is normal. This is normal. And so then when it translates it using the theme, it looks kind of like this. It does certain bold, certain sizes, depending on what your theme settings are. Once again, it's a little bit tough to see that, but you get used to it. You get used to kind of just putting it down on the editor and hoping it looks good with the themes presettings. That is a quick tour of the blog and the editor right here. Very easy to use, not too difficult. Like I said, it's a really good option. I hope it works well this year with my students and with my families. And we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. Give me your input and your feedback, things I could do different, things you like. I appreciate all of your wise decisions and wise opinions. Thanks.